In this end, there's a trajectory and a bitter triumph, then the harvester, so we'll keep it. We'll try to bitter triumph the harvester while the harvester is in play. So let's see, an amazing big bite. This when becomes tapped, another target creature you control gets where is this creature power. I think we'll trajectory it just to lose a card. Now has played nothing, so we'll play an harvester. We'll wait for the opponent, the seasoned sec deaths, if it's correct, to play the traveling chocobo, and now we do the trick of the viper. So we play this, we discard a card, we destroy this, we discard the viper, and now we tap any conceits. So first game of the deck, it begins the strategy connected. Let's continue. Fourth match. And let's see, we have Tragic Trajectory and Vadmir, so we'll keep it. We'll start with Tiny Bones, even unless he has Llanowar Elves or a dangerous card at 1 mana cost that we can Tragic Trajectory. Now we'll start playing Vadmir and Bristol Bill. This will get out of hand, so unfortunately I will have to skip the turn to play the Trajectory. And then attack with Tiny Bones. And the turn. And let's see now what will he play. So it's a landfall deck. He can probably protect it. So let's see, what I can do here is and playing Bristol Bill now doesn't seem like the ideal play. I will probably play Vadmir instead. Or there's the Phyrexian Arena, but I don't need to find lands. So I'll decline this and play Vadmir. And end the turn. Next turn I can Tragic Trajectory, protects it, and I play Mossborn Hydra. So I play a Swamp. Here I can Tragic Trajectory the Mossborn Hydra. However, if he then has he should have something to protect it. And do I let him do this? I think I don't let him. However, if he has Auroboroid, then we lose. However, this will double the counters and this can be stopped. So let's pretend like this. And now let's deal 3 damage to him. Now let's wait if he plays the Ouroboros. As Bristol Bill. And if he has a Snake Skin Veil, we lose here. So that's 18 damage to the attackers. And we'll probably block Tiny Bones, because if he has a snake skin. And to the damage, exile. Target, he connects. So it's not said we have lost yet. We are with Bistribil and Vadmir. And now we have to take the advantage with the Pyrexian Arena. And maybe even playing 2, we are at 20 life. So let's see, now we could double the counters on Bistribil. Let's see if he realizes. He concedes here. The ambitious. Let's begin. We go first, and we have Tiny Bones and the Saboteur. The Sunset. This not worthy to get. However, with a trajectory, we may be able to play it. And it's another card that pays for the 3 Vipers we have in this deck. Place another. To the damage and the turn. So we'll make him use his protection spell. Now, however, we can't attack. We have to wait for the Ouroboros, basically. Let's see if he trades with Tiny Bones. This is the worst thing I could have done. Keen-eyed Curator. If I draw a land, I have the Viper. Exiles. My turn. Do I take the Curator? Not yet. I find the land, so I do a Viper. He loses 4 life. Ouroboros. Good game, because I'll attack with this. And exile the Ouroboros. And also play a Saboteur. Any conceits. Nice. We are currently 8 wins and 10 losses, and this end is a mulligan, so the game probably got tired. Because first time I get one swamp with 22 lands over 18 matches, this end is a mandatory mulligan. This end, however, keep 6 looks better with ship a bloodletter, and we have no ways to remove to shuffle the graveyard unless our opponent makes us, and the plan of this game is basically slowing him down with the bat, no, even Vladimir here. And playing the Season of Loss. So this is great because the creatures will return. However, I find the 4th land. Now I need to find the 5th. Now I need to take a non-creature. Vanishing Light, but I'll take some time to think about it. Exemplar of Light. So when I will have done one, there will be the other. So I'll take the Vanishing Light. However, it seems that the plan of 7 damage, no blocks, will be worse later. And I find the swamp. With the swamp, I can play a bloodletter and hope for a block. However, this Season of Loss has to be replaced by another removal. And I think it will be the shorter ones, because like this it's unbearable. So 11 damage I cannot take. And now I'm forced with another swamp to do the Season of Loss. No, this I have to absolutely remove this and put spot removals. I'll put a fail probably. That's more functioning than the exemplar. Now Vanishing Lights. And takes this. However, now there's a window because I can return nothing, but I can take an Exemplar of Light and exile the other. He's at 50 life. I have to mandatorily exile this, and now depends on what I find. Then Enemy's Charm, quite desperate. 2+1 the deep cover, also the deep cover maybe I will will remove. Let's see. My turn. And I find the tiny bones. Tiny bones very useful. Get back everything. Now I'll place graveyard basically. So let's see. End the turn. The first card to play is a Pride Mate. However, says non-permanent card. So my turn. I will exile the Essence Channeler. And get back the blood letter. Second Line of Hope. Second Tiny Bones. And now a Pride Mate. Hopefully doesn't draw any more creatures. A Sanctifier is more than enough, and Essence Channeler as well. So here we'll take back the Vanishing Light. I will end the turn like this. Find some planes. And end the turn. Now Bitter Triumph. On the Essence Channeler, I think I regained this game with 2 Lines of Hope. However, is at 29 life. And the attack with the 6-7, then will remain 6 Sono blocks. Archenemy's Charm on the Leonin Vanguard. Now we'll attack with Blood Letter, Tiny Bones. Now I'll play a Channeler. And he says good game, and he concedes. Let's continue with the Season of Loss in the deck. Experiment alone. So we play a Swamp and Pass. now we can play a deep cavern or a saboteur. I think I'll play the saboteur, make him discard a card, and then go with the deep cavern. Discards Bezza. So here we'll play deep cavern. And there's a Bezza and an Overlord. So we'll take the Overlord. The Overlord puts 2 1/1 flyers. Bezza draws him a card. But we can destroy him with the Bitter Triumph. And also stationizes, but this needs 12. So 1 by paying 3 life we'll have to destroy the Bezza. And then attack with the deep cavern. This experiment alone, let's see who wins. Scries to top. And this, what will you do? Create a token of a copy of a target artifact or enchantment you control. It's my turn. So let's see, I find tiny bones. And attack with this. Let's see what happens, because you put both on the top, so are not lands. Are a Sim Rip. A Sim Rip will take this and return into and the Overlord. However, now we'll ponder to wait for the Overlord play. Place the Overlord. This is a 12 and creates a copy, but this has 3 turns left. So my turn, this turn I'll play a Viper. And let's see if I can get him in time. Because there's 3 turns until the Overlord gets... he could give me the Sim Rip. No attacks. Impending 2. It might be too late, however, because I pay 3 life, get an overlord, and then attack. Let's see, it's a close match this, because the overlord will enter in 2 turns, and he's at 20 life. He blocked with this, no he didn't, so I have to play Harvester and Tiny Bones. Hopefully he doesn't have a board wipe, otherwise I lose. So he has to sheltered. And we managed to win. Here I'll play Apparition Arena and pass, and no attacks with Tiny Bones. So here slowly gaining the advantage. And now Tenacity, however, could have been very well in other Apparition Arena. This will exile, no attacks. Now the season of loss is helpful because we'll do like this. So the season of loss helped me and the cover up helped me as well. Tiny Bones. What will get back? There's nothing to get back from my graveyard. Therefore, I now cast a Viper. That Baron. No blocks. here I have to risk like this with the Null Priest, defeating the zombie deck. So Gizzard Razor, not a great card. Tiny Bones is a deck I've tried, but these don't do much. The Corpses of the Lost I don't have. So let's see here. I'll block with the Null Priest. Play a Bloodletter. Play a Deep Cavern. Take his Corpses of the Lost. And attack with the Viper. Now it's a good game. And we win, and we pass finally after 2 hours and 46 from Platinum Tier 4 this to this, so maybe this deck. Let's see if we can get a odd number or an even number, because for me I was closing it here, 12 victories and 12 defeats, also 11 victories and 11 defeats, but let's see. My Red Claw, this wasn't much of a challenge. I should wait and play a Deep Cover Bata wherever, because I have more. Case of the Pulse, discards the cards, the Challenger will play and the Nemesis will kill, so we take the Challenger. Has drawn another. We cannot block. However, now we'll take the... when he enters, he deals 1 damage. So we'll have to take the Nova Kite now. And let's see with these beloved Bloodletters. I recommend the Bloodletter of Agrathos to be... This will be probably the last match, to be in 3 copies or even 4 copies, to be aggressive on the first 3 turns and then try to close the game with the Bloodletter. Maybe even mixing colors with blue. Now a Saboteur, Speak of the Devil, and there's a Bitter Triumph, and a cool with the Saboteur. And now with the Triumph, discarding the Swamp, which I don't need. Destroy the Screaming Nemesis. Destroy a Challenger on a Iron Claw. So here, discard a card, Screaming Nemesis, discarding the Swamp, block the Challenger, and Pyrexian Arena, so Bloodletter here, and it's already 13 life, so 4 damage lost. 4 damage is 1/5 of the total, so yeah, this Bloodletter is worth crafting. It's a mythic, is worth, it costs around $5, and now I don't have more, so now it's a window for losing. However, I'll continue attacking, and these bats pay for the Pyrexian Arena. Mythic costs $6, $5, €5, some things like this, and you cannot upgrade it more. There's 3 damage and Pyroclasm, so we'll set it at 3 wins and 0 losses. 11, Season of Loss, I can't recover. I have 4 damage that I can deal, and with the Vladimir would be more. However, this, let's see, because Challenger, Bolt Wave sends me to 5 life, and Bolt will send me to life. So with a good deck, nothing. We can even try to craft this blood letter. However, I'm not too sure, because would require changing all the deck. No, we'll close it like this, with a loss like this, and that's it. That will be the end of the episode, and we'll go to the end. Now we'll go to the deck review, staying exactly where we were, with 12 victories and 13 defeats, that I will show you, and the cards. So the Rottenmouth Viper, I like it a lot. The Tiny Bones didn't do the trick always, however was a great way to stop it, and the Phyrexian Arena, a card I liked a lot, so I put it here. A good exchange for the NX, which brings demons into the deck. For example, this is a demon, however is not played. What I will want to do is play like this, having 8 demons, and then if one has a demon gains 2 life. With this, probably what it will cost me basically crafting 4 NX, so probably won't do it. However, what I will do is craft 1 Null Priest, which 6 mana brings back the Viper. This tapping brings back the Viper, and the Blood Letter does more damage. Also crafting more Sinister Saboteurs. This card I liked a lot. This was bugged, didn't do the thing, didn't do the forage. So, or I wasn't able to, I don't know. I had to report a bug around the client to maybe play direct. And then the Season of Loss was quite disappointed. Let's put it in the middle. The Deadly Cover Up, even worse, because with this I won matches. With this no, then I was able to recover. Then during Curiosity I was able to steal a match. The Elegy Acolyte didn't do much, but I think it has potential with the Blood Letter of Agrat, so it's taking removal. And also, if a non-land permanent left the battlefield this turn, get a 2 robot, and the robot can do damage. The Archmage Charm, my favorite card. Besides the Phyrexian Arena, I like the Phyrexian Arena a lot. I like it more than an NX, but maybe there's the saying, if you like the Phyrexian Arena, you will love the NX. And the problem is cost me too many wildcards. Then what there is, the Bitter Triumph, the great card, because interacted, mandatory card, interacted with the Harvester by discarding the card. I was able to, in the first match, return the Viper on turn 1. Then what there is, this we've seen, is Cover Up Wars. The Deep Cover Bat a bit disappointed, maybe it's not the strategies, and Vladimir New Blood needs a lot of things. Shoot the Sheriff, I'm scared to play, because when there's Outros, Sleek Shot, Assassins, Mercenaries, Pirates, Rogues and Warlocks, it's 5 classes and 5 types of creatures, so it's not possible to do probably. Vladimir, however, I'll still play, but I will put it like here, Tiny Bones a bit better. And so the worst card in the deck maybe have been the Deep Cover Bat, the Deadly Cover Up, and the Season of Loss. Now let's see what I will do if I add the wildcards. So if I had the wildcard and wanted to have fun, I will probably play a version like this, as removals only Bitter Triumph and Archenemy's Charm, then Tiny Bones, then Null Priest at 6 returns all these 3 late creatures, the Sunset Saboteur with 2 mana, it's a 4/1 and discards a card, and then the Harvester which returns creatures, then Alienex because there are 8 demons, so the numbers are correct, are functioning, then the Elegy Acolyte because it has lifelink, the Bloodletter of Akratzots, and the Rottermouth Viper, and 21 lands because the Arena Shuffler that chooses between two hands, and 2 hands might have normally 2 or 3 lands, chooses between 2 hands of 7 cards, leaving behind these cards, this 4 with Deep Cover Bat, the 2-shot the Sheriff, the Vadmir which needs to be built on to function properly, the Phyrexian Arena which is a card that was printed more than many years ago and has been reprinted in the 8th edition, I think, maybe was printed earlier, the 8th edition of Magic, so we're talking about 2002, 2003, around those years. The Enduring Tenacity, because does nothing, it's a surprise victory. The Deadly Cover Up because it's for control decks, and the Season of Loss, it's a desperate attempt with all these creatures. Maybe I will put also this in 4 copies with all the creatures to do the final attack with this. However, this will cost me the land number 22. So that's it. I hope you had fun, I hope you like and subscribe, and comment whatever you want, and that's it. This is it. See you next time, and I hope everyone have a good day, and the Dragon God salutes you. Greetings to everyone, salutes to everyone.